that's kind of the weird place that I'm in right now, is everyone's like, I am Charlie, I am Jimmy. And I'm just like the one guy that's like, I'm the other guy. And it's weird to be in. And I feel like a lot of other people are in that space too, but they just don't have a place to speak out, which is something that I hope to do.
So
but in terms of the, oh, sorry.
I want to hear more details. So how do you identify with this young man who's now sitting in jail in Utah County and facing potentially the death penalty? What makes you identify with his plight?
I see a young man who believed that his conservative family was radicalized into a cult, somebody who ran away from traditional family values to establish friendships in these queer circles, these online gaming communities. He was clearly living online constantly, which is something I was doing in Antifa. When I'm not writing, I was playing video games and watching movies. It's, reading the text with his friends, he seemed to be like the educated one out of the group. Like whenever people had questions about politics, they'd ask him, and he seemed pretty unbiased most of the time. He's like, here's the stats, here's what's going on. And like I was threatening to kill 4 of my trans friends in the Antifa movement because they felt so under attack that I told them, I'm like, hey, if anything ever happens, they ever come for you, you come to my house and I got a gun. I'll defend you. I will fight for you. I will kill for you. This nation will not take you away or your rights.
So you were willing to kill for the oppressed as you saw it, and it's very, very likely that Tyler Robinson had a similar motive.
Mm-hmm. And I know that there's still debate as to whether or not the text messages back and forth were cover for these people trying to cover their actions.
Yeah.
But let's pretend that it's not. I think that a lot of people don't realize that people like me, people like Tyler, people like any of these other shooters, that the more they're getting affirmed in their head that they're right and they know everything and that they're going to be the hero vindicated in the story, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be willing to act on that, clearly. So to see those messages, they're kind of just like, what? He did what? Like they're sitting there kind of shocked. But it's, yeah, when that has been his life for the last few years, and you have these kids going on little misadventures, it's like Matthew Thomas Crook's got a BlackRock handler. I think the other one, Robert Westman, I think he was also in a BlackRock commercial. And everyone's just like, how are they finding these kids? How are they tracking these kids? Our phones know everything about us at all times, and that data is being collected and sent everywhere. And really what was going on with me and Antifa is when I wasn't at home or writing, I was going on little adventures. I was meeting people around town. When you start declaring that you're an Antifa and that you're going to be a part of the revolution, you're going to find people who are going to give you those connections. So it's like I see a bunch of broken, lost kids fleeing to these blue areas and going on psychotic misadventures to where any shadow player can manipulate them along the way to do any number of horrible things, right down to political killings.